The streak is over, people. Knicks fall to the Orlando Magic 107-89. Look at this man. Look at that face. Look at that scowl. He knows. He's pissed off. He's very pissed off. I hope he's pissed off at himself, but that second unit, the team just didn't have it tonight. This could be, this loss could be some good fertilizer. You know? What's fertilizer? Shit. So this was a shit effort, shit execution, shit rotation at the end. But this is the kind of stuff that's gonna ferment, and they don't play till Sunday. So this could end up being one of those like losses like that. I think Coach K, I think I heard him once say that he liked losing very close to March Madness. He didn't like his teams to be winning, and then roll into March Madness because it doesn't tighten you up enough to really, sharpen you up. It's like a wake-up call. So this could be this, because Knicks are about to enter a stretch of games that are, all of them are winnable. I think the next 4 games are winnable for these Knicks. Yep, this was one of those games where it was lost in the second quarter. Second unit could not do anything. They shot 18.9%, 7 of 37. Whew. That's really some scary numbers. Rose 1 for 10. Emmanuel Quickly, our incredible rookie of the year candidate, had one of his, probably, I think it's his worst game. Even though he did contribute from the free throw line, once again, 1 of 12. 0 for 4 from behind the arc. Minus 19. Rose, minus 15. Alec Burks, he looked out of sync in the first half. He gave us nothing in the first half. Obi Toppin, I'll come back to him later. I'll just come back to him later. Let's stick with Julius. Juju kept us, he basically got us out to that 11-point lead, which was totally given away in the second quarter. Not sure what the deal was. Could be just a bit of a hangover from the excitement from Monday night. They were feeling too good about themselves. In a way, this could be a good loss in a way. What I mean by that is it could be a wake-up call. This team has a lot of flaws. The number one flaw in this team is they struggle to score when their offense is out of sync. I guess you could say that for any team, but what I mean by that is they don't have any creative scorers. So every possession is precious. They can't turn the ball over. They can't get the shot clock down. So now they have to do basically chuck the ball at the end. They can't do that. They have to execute their offense properly. Motion, passing, driving, and kicking like we've been talking about. And we saw that in the first quarter. But even then, it felt tenuous. It really felt like this team was going to give this game away, and that's exactly what happened. But gonna give Orlando some credit. They shot the lights out from the 3. They shot 47.1%, 45.7% overall. The Nick killer, Terrence Ross, 30 points in 30 minutes. 10 of 16, 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, 5 for 5 free throws. Vucevic, he came through with 16 points. He actually didn't have such a good second half. He finished 8 of 24. So it really came down to what the Knicks didn't do. And one of them is the main thing that they didn't do was have intensity on the defensive end. So it's an all around loss that can be shared by everybody on this team. Except for, actually, I gotta say, RJ Barrett, he played a very good game. He had some lapses here and there, but he also had to cover Fournier, who was on fire. I think it's his first game back. 8 of 15, 3 of 5 from downtown, 19 points. But it just makes me curious as to the strategy of keeping him on the bench in the fourth quarter. Now, I get it to some extent. Thibs was looking at 10, 15 point deficit, 17 points, I think, or something. And he's like, you know what? We have to shoot our way back into this. And he doesn't have confidence in RJ's 3-point shot yet. So he kept him on the bench. He went with Burks, Bullock, Randall, Quickly, and I believe it was Taj and Noel. I can't remember who was on the court at that time. But then he took Noel out and he brought in Burks. Actually, that's what happened. That lineup, no, atrocious. Here's where Thibs went wrong. He was like, okay, we have to shoot our way back in. But what he didn't really pay attention to or ignored was that RJ was getting to the line in the first half. He was getting foul calls. He could have kept doing that in the fourth quarter and put pressure on the Orlando defense, which actually the fourth quarter started out that way. There was pressure on them. They committed a couple of bad fouls. If someone like RJ was in the game and kept driving and putting pressure on the defense, it could have been in foul trouble and could have been in a bonus. And then it would have stopped the clock, would have stretched the fourth quarter out, would have let some players relax, and maybe quickly hits one or two more of those threes that he airballed. He didn't airball them, but he just missed. Who else was pretty embarrassed? Oh, Burks finally connected on 2, but before those 2 3-pointers with about like 4 minutes left, there was really not much happening. Finally, Thibs turns to his young guy, his young stud, puts him in a game, but it was already under 4 minutes. The game was already gone by then. Obi Toppin needs time on the court. That's just a fact. And he can't go to the G League. Can't send your 8th pick in the lottery to the G League. So what do you do? All right, I know Thibs has tried him out with a small ball lineup, but he doesn't give him enough time. He's got to work things out. It just, at some point, I don't know, you just really have to put as much into player development as you do into winning the game itself. I'm bummed. I wanted to see 4 in a row. I'm sure we all did. I know we did. If you're watching this, you definitely wanted to see 4 in a row. Because 4 in a row could have been 5 in a row. Could have been 6 in a row. And on and on. So instead, it's going to be, I see something like a week from today, we could be looking at, let's see, what games do we have coming up here? We got the Timberwolves on Sunday because the Spurs game got postponed. Golden State on Tuesday. Sacramento next Thursday. Those 3 games are very winnable for these Knicks. I think all of them are at home. Yes, they are. They're all at home. All right, let's do this. We were so close to 500. Oh, I know my energy level's down because it's a sad loss. But Sunday. If you like these recaps, please come back, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section. The feedback is greatly appreciated, and I love having the dialogue. Eventually, I will do some call-in shows, and let's go Knicks.